Good afternoon. This is Malu from the system office. I see that we have a quorum, so with that, I'll turn the call over to Chair Lee to begin the meeting.
Thank you, Malu. Good afternoon and welcome to the Telephonic Finance and Audit Committee meeting for May the 7th, 2024. The time is 2 o'clock. Notice of this meeting was provided to the Secretary of State as required by the Texas Government Code. Please note the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Malu, let's begin with the roll call.
Thank you, Chair Lee. I see that you're present. Regent Scott.
Present.
Thank you. Regent Long.
Present.
Thank you. Regent Austin.
Present.
Regent Flores.
Present.
Thank you. Student Regent Kelvin Elger.
Present.
Thank you. And do we have any other regents on the call? Okay, moving to our system staff, Chancellor McCall.
Present.
Daniel Harper.
Here.
Carol Fox. Here. Sean Cunningham.
Here.
John Hayek.
Here.
Mike Winmute.
Here.
Nelly Herrera.
Here.
Kelly Winmute.
Here.
Derek Alexander.
Here.
Piers Mitchell.
Here.
Ramona Strickland.
Here.
Okay. Moving to our institutions and beginning with Lamar University.
At Lamar University, this is Jaime Taylor.
Mark Robinson.
Kenny Rodriguez.
Spencer Sims.
And that's all for Lamar University.
Great. Sam Houston.
Elisa White. And Amanda Withers.
Thank you. Moving to Sul Ross.
Carlos Hernandez.
Bonnie Albright.
Thank you. Texas State.
Kelly Danfus.
Thank you. LIT.
Sid Valentine.
Right. Lamar State College Orange.
Mary Wicklund and Tom Johnson.
Thank you. And Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Mary Wicklund sitting in for Dr. Renard.
Thank you. Did I miss anyone? All right, that concludes roll call. I'll go ahead and turn it to you, Chair Lee.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you, Malu. Daniel, Carol, and I had an opportunity to review the agenda prior to this meeting, and at this time, I'll turn the meeting over to Daniel, who will present the Finance and Audit Committee agenda items for the next board meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll have 3 action items, 2 informational items, and we will have a lengthier consent agenda, which has 12 items, the majority of which are just conforming items. The first item is for San Houston State University. It's the exemption for LEMIT students. So this item would memorialize that the board has set designated tuition, mandatory fees, and online fee for the law enforcement professionals at 0 that are in the Leadership Command College, and this is in line with Texas Education Code. These students will be able to earn college credit, and there is no negative impact on Sam Houston's revenue collections associated with this motion. Mr. Chairman, I'll pause to see if there's any questions on the first item.
Regents, any questions?
Hearing none, I'll move on to the second item at Texas State, and this is the cost for a new alternative teacher certification program. So this item would establish designated tuition at $2,900 for 15 semester credit hour program. This would be coupled with the statutory tuition, so the total cost would be $4,400 for the 15 hours. And this would allow individuals who currently have a bachelor's degree but need additional coursework to become certified by the state as a teacher. And again, I'll pause to see if there's any questions about this item.
Any questions, Regents?
Then the last action item we have is at Texas State, and it's the shuttle service operations and maintenance contract. So this contract has a potential value of up to $110 million over 12-year life. So it's right around $9 million a year. And this is with the current partner that Texas State uses for their shuttle bus service, TransDev. And the idea behind this moving forward and continue to partner with TransDev is the Texas State, in partnership with the city of San Marcos and the federal government, are moving to a federally compliant bus service. And with that, the university and the city will receive significant federal funds. The estimate for Texas State will be just north of $3 million a year, so providing around a 40% subsidy from the federal government for this comprehensive bus service route. Pause on that one in case there's a question.
Is this a new service, an amendment to the service, Daniel?
So this will be a new contract with the same current provider. So they rebid the contract. They had a handful of respondents. TransDev is the only one that could demonstrate that they had the experience in running a federally compliant bus service route.
Is this a cost incremental event, or is it cost savings event?
I would call it basically neutral.
Neutral? Okay.
Yes, sir. I mean, with the subsidy is what's going to bring it back in line.
Right. That's why I was curious if the subsidy created any either savings or if it wound up in increasing the cost. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, and we do have two standing informational items. One is the quarterly budget adjustments. So this would reflect any changes that the institutions experienced in the fall semester and anticipate in the spring semester for fiscal 24. I'll note in the 12 years I've been here, this is the first budget adjustment we've done that has a material change to it. Of the changes, around 190 million is for additional budget authority at Texas State so that they can interim finance the acquisitions of the 2 apartments the board approved previously, and then some ongoing construction projects in anticipation of the June bond issuance, in which that 190 million will be reimbursed by bond proceeds. And then the other item we have is the quarterly status of the implementation of audit and compliance recommendations. If there's any question, if there's no questions on the informational item, I'll proceed through the consent agenda. The first item of the consent agenda is at Lamar University, and it's the conforming changes to the food service contract to align with the rates approved by the board at the February meeting. Lamar University's update to the foundation bylaws to conform with Regent rules. Sam Houston has similar ones. So Sam Houston, the first one is the update to their foundation bylaws. They also have an amendment to a media rights agreement that would establish a new tier that has a lower commission rate associated with naming rights. There's also the Sam Houston has a conforming amendment to their food service contract to align with the February rates approved by the board. Sam Houston is making a slight or proposing a slight adjustment to the dual credit tuition rates to be compliant with the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board grant program. And the last item for Sam Houston is they want to make a slight adjustment to their executive MBA program fee. The program fee is currently an annual fee, and they're proposing to divide it in half and have 2 semester fees. So one for the fall, one for the spring. Sol Ross has 2 consent items, similar to Sam Houston, a slight adjustment to their dual credit tuition rate to be compliant with the Coordinating Board grant program. And they also have a bookstore contract switching from Barnes & Noble to Follett. And then we have 2 items at Texas State, which will be of interest. Texas State has a retail banking partnership with Wells Fargo to provide a branch on campus. And this, they've rebid this, and it's proposed to be awarded to UFCU to run the campus branch. And then also there is a proposed agreement to name the Bobcat Stadium for UFCU for a limited period of time. And then the last item we have is the quarterly quasi-endowment report, where we're making minor changes to the corpus And since the board is the one who establishes quasi-endowments, we've come back to the board to let them know about the slight modifications to the corpus of those. And Mr. Chairman, that concludes the layout of the consent agenda.
Committee members, do you have any questions on the consent agenda items? Hearing no questions, I'll poll the committee members for approval to move these items in aggregate to our next board meeting, Region Austin. Two.
Yeah, I approve.
Regent Long. Tom may have had to step off the call. Regent Scott,
Yes, I approve.
sir.
I approve.
Is that Tom?
No, that's
Regent
me,
Long?
it's Bill.
That was Regent Scott.
Okay. Okay, Regent Scott. Okay, Regent Long, are you on the call, or have you might have stepped off? And then, did I hear we had anybody else on the call?
We have Regent Flores as well.
Regent Flores. Of course, I'm not sure if Regent Flores is voting on this I guess he could.
And then, Regent Lee, don't forget, you have the opportunity to vote if you choose to.
And I do approve as well. And I guess that makes a quorum.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, everybody, I appreciate you being on the call. And unless there's being that there's no further discussion, this concludes our telephonic meeting for the day. For the record, the time is now 2:12, and I look forward to seeing you guys all next week in San Marcos. Kelly, look forward to spending some time with you next week.
Yes, sir. Welcome home.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.